Hi, I'm Pam Sawyer, and I've had a great adventure today to travel all the way up to the North Pole to be at one of Santa's special workshops. And the best part is, I'm sitting here today with a famous couple to have a chat with them, to find out more about their lives, their adventures, and certainly getting ready for Christmas. Hi.
Good afternoon.
This is the best. Santa and Mrs. Claus at the same place at one time?
We're delighted to have you here.
Thank you for coming to visit today.
Well, thank you.
Hope you had a wonderful travel out.
Well, thank you, and thank you. I understand that Mrs. Claus is very busy this time of year as well. We know certainly that Santa has so much to do right now, but you let her come over for a visit to the workshop.
It's a very special day today.
Well, I like to come
company into the workshop, and it's really nice.
Absolutely. I like to come down to the workshop from time to time to see what Santa's up to, what new toys they're working on, and as long as we have Holly, my kitchen elf, back at the kitchen making cookies for Santa and the elves, and it's like, it's fine. I come down here and just see what's going on.
It's like a breath of fresh air having her come down to the workshop.
Oh.
She keeps an eye on us, and sometimes she brings us down a snack. Because, you know, we're down here working very hard. We're very busy this time of year.
Tis the busiest time of year.
Mrs. Claus only calls me back up for supper.
Now, Santa, what is your favorite cookie?
My favorite one, I like any cookie, but probably my favorite is chocolate chip. And I like to share them with all the children. They seem to like chocolate chip themselves.
Absolutely.
And we have a special cookie for Mrs. Claus.
What do you like?
Mrs. Claus? What I like, you know those sugar cookies that are shaped like Christmas tree or like a bell, and then you have that nice frosting with all the sprinkles?
All them little sprinkles. I think she likes the sprinkles more than anything.
I do. He knows me so well.
They're very cheerful and nice colors.
Yeah, they're red and green and blue. Oh, they're just the best. And I like to ask the children from time to time, when they leave Santa his chocolate chip cookies, if they'd leave one for him to take home to me. But they don't always make it all the way back home.
That's because Rudolph likes sprinkles himself.
Oh, it's Rudolph.
Well, of course.
Oh, I see, Santa. So let's go right to the reindeer, because I know that's like always a question, Santa. I need to know, what do the reindeer eat?
When they eat what they really like, they can't have, because it's like all of us. We have to be careful what we eat. So we keep especially in this time of year, we keep the reindeer on oats, raisins, carrots,
raisins.
Well, the week before Christmas, though, they have to carbo-load. We carbo-load them up for the big trip. Yeah.
But there's nothing better than a nice bowl of oats with raisins and carrots. They really seem to like that a lot.
Well,
Santa, is that what makes them fly? Is oats and carrots?
Well, it helps.
It's the magic oats, though. It's not just, it's a mixture with different kinds of oats.
Mrs. Claus is telling us the secret.
I know.
I know. See?
It's the magic oats. Okay, magic oats.
Magic oats that allow them to fly. And of course, you have to give credit, Santa, to Randy, the reindeer wrangler. Okay, he's our head elf at the reindeer barn, and he's responsible for everything about the reindeer, from their nutritional needs to training, their veterinary needs, because they have to make sure they have their shots, because they go to all the different countries, so you have to have the proper shots and things.
He's the one that keeps me out of trouble, because I'd feed them a piece of porterhouse steak every day. That's just too much meat for them.
Too much meat for them.
So he keeps me out of trouble with Mrs. Claus.
So Santa, now we know that Christmas Eve is the big night.
Yes.
And you have to get ready. And you have to fill your bag. But before that, you've got so many toys that you have to make. And when I came, I was really surprised to know that there are multiple workshops.
Yes.
So let's talk about toys. We know that we hear from here in Connecticut and in Colorado and the areas around the United States. We hear from Sarah and David and Clara and Gianna about what they want for Christmas. What is hot this year?
Well, surprisingly, Elmo is back this year. Elmo's a very hot item this year again.
Well, also we're getting a lot of requests for a lot of the older toys, like Etch-a-Sketch, My Little Pony.
The Slinky
Slinkies, the metal Slinkies, not those cheap plastic
that
ones.
comes down the stairs. They're
And Rubik's Cube, the
Yes.
Rubik's Cube is back. So we're always delighted when some of our old favorites come back.
I was talking to little Elizabeth, and she said she was so excited because she saw that you were thinking about doing some Rainbow Bright dolls again.
Oh, let me tell.
Tell them about
Let me tell
the
what,
new
what,
workshop.
Oh, yeah, the new workshop. Last summer, the elves had to build a new workshop, a big workshop, very large indeed.
We needed a lot bigger space.
Oh, but because it's just dolls, nothing but dolls. We've got the Rainbow
Rainbow Bright?
and we've got My Little Pony, Barbie dolls with Ken, and we've got American Girl with accessories, have you? And we have, Santa surprised me. He has the new American Girl doll that he's working on, Mary Ellen. She's got a poodle skirt from the 1950s, and it's way cool. But this whole workshop is just dolls, strollers, and Ken's Corvette is there. I love going into that workshop. That's my favorite.
Now, Santa, are some of the wooden toys still popular?
Very. Look at our Nutcracker.
Oh, he is lovely.
Isn't he? He's one of my favorite Nutcrackers.
He looks like the king of the Nutcracker.
He is. He's Mr. King himself.
And he's got his
And
crown.
You notice his special color?
It's
Santa's favorite color.
It's a good color, Santa. It looks
it
good on
is.
both of you,
It
all
does.
three of you. Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit more about the toys, because I know that's important. You know, you have so many helpers, and people talk about the elves. Now, how do they manage with so many elves and so many toys going on? Do you have a structure as they're working through these different toy shops?
Sure. We have a team effort,
Team effort.
and we all work together.
Team effort.
And it's fun because we can share. You know, and the elves, they like to play with the toys a little bit too. And we like to test them out. I like to test them as much as they do. So as we make them and we all work together, we share, we play them together.
Well, we also have, because Santa is now been very busy doing, these appearances all over the place. So he has the head elf, Cornelius, who is Cornelius, the head elf, the CEO, chief elf officer, and he pretty well oversees, the daily operation.
Mrs. Claus likes to give our elves titles now. So,
Well, that makes
it's
sense.
really-
You need an organization chart. If Santa's going to be traveling and he's taking me, who's second in charge, we need to have other people to help. I mean, there's a lot of help, because Cornelius does that. We have Randy the reindeer wrangler. We've got Holly the kitchen elf. There's lots of
And so it helps
help.
keeps us organized. So we always know what we have to do. And if we step out of line a little bit or we goof off too much, they pull us right back in.
Well, if there's ever an emergency, remember, what was it? The glue snafu of 2002. Oh my goodness. Santa and I were out visiting children, and we got the call that there was something wrong with the glue. Wheels were falling off the carts, the arms were falling off dolls. Cornelius called. Santa had to go back and save the day, fix that. It was from some rubber tree plant thing. I don't know. Santa's so good about figuring that out. But
Thank goodness.
Even though I left Mrs. Claus in charge, they still needed me back in the workshop.
oh,
So you come down. Now, is it true that you have more than one sleigh?
Yes. Well, we got sleighs for different
functions.
events.
I
'Cause
see.
we don't take out the bed sleigh every day that we use for Christmas Eve.
Okay.
That's just too big to use on a day-to-day basis. But when you have to put all the toys and everything on, that's
The big sleigh for the big day. Last spring, Santa taught me how to drive the small sleigh.
He did?
Yes, it only has 2 reindeer. It was quite an adventure.
I bet it was.
But I'm pretty good now.
more than you think. It was.
So do you ever come down to Connecticut and you visit with children before Christmas?
Oh, yes. We like to come and visit. Once in a while, we have to check up on small children. Sometimes it's because they're behaving so well. We just have to make sure that
It's true.
Isn't that wonderful?
And it's wonderful to visit the children early, and you get an idea of what they're up to and what they're looking forward to.
I think we find the children in Connecticut are particularly well behaved.
Oh, that's so.
Everywhere.
Well, but Connecticut seems to have a, better than average.
That is wonderful. Oh, I can't wait to report that back.
Oh, yes.
May I? That's all right to say?
Oh, sure.
Oh, good.
Please do.
Now, we have some other things to talk about here. It's very important. When you come to Connecticut and you have reindeer, I heard that there's some very special reindeer now in Connecticut. Is that true?
You heard about that already?
I was so excited.
It's one of the reasons we've been trying to keep it a secret a little bit.
I
because we
heard.
wanted them to get settled and make sure that they're happy down here.
Well, it took a lot of work to get to make this all happen. It's not an easy thing to get reindeer into the state of Connecticut.
So
Right,
where are
did
they?
you hear that they're staying down here? They just don't visit.
Oh, they live here.
They're living
We
here.
have some living in Connecticut?
Year
Santa's
round.
reindeer?
Only in one place.
Only one place?
Only one place.
Okay, okay.
And are we going to tell it where?
Sure. Go
Okay.
ahead.
It's in South Windsor, Connecticut,
Yeah.
which is just outside of Hartford. And the name of the place is Zen, that's D-Z-E-N,
Yes, I've
Tree
heard of it.
Farm.
Tree Farm.
Yep.
I know it. It's a wonderful place.
It's great. And
Reindeer are there? Some of Santa's reindeer.
We got two permanently.
Two, okay.
They're living in Connecticut 24/7 now.
Wow.
yeah, this is really very special.
Wow.
But we didn't realize it got out yet.
We're
It's a wonderful thing. The news should be out.
Oh,
Well, where I live is near South Windsor, and so people have been just talking about this all over.
well, go and visit them. They love to have company.
Oh, I can't
They
wait.
love to have company.
Zen's Tree Farm.
Yeah.
Zen's
Okay,
Tree
with
Farm
a
in South Windsor.
D-Z-E-N. Yes, I have it. I know the place. I will go. I will
And
absolutely
they
go.
take, well, Santa and I were there 3 weeks ago or so, not too long ago. We went down to Connecticut.
We have to check in, make sure they're happy.
To make sure. Randy, the reindeer wrangler, goes by very often to make sure and help John Zen Jr. With, again, the nutritional needs and the space that's allowed, and there's just a lot of much more detail than
Now,
you would imagine.
Santa, I know you have your reliable Santa's 8 reindeer. We know that Rudolph is certainly one that is sung about so oftentimes, and he is just a superstar. Now, when would you use the Zen reindeer?
In case one of the reindeer didn't feel well, sometimes they could eat something that doesn't agree. So we always have to have a backup.
And the world
a
is
spare, like for a flat reindeer. You should have
a flat tire.
A flat tire, a flat reindeer. You need to
Well,
swap
it's
it out.
keeping everybody healthy.
And
right?
when you're out traveling, we don't have to fly back to the North Pole if we have trouble. We're already stationed right here in Connecticut.
Swap
Absolutely.
them out, give them a rest.
Now,
So they're just waiting for us to pick them up.
tell me about your bells. Santa, when I think of Santa Claus, I think of bells ringing.
Oh, but not just any bells. We're particularly fondness for
What bells?
There's a place in
made-
Connecticut
made
called
right in
Belltown.
Connecticut.
Belltown, USA.
Belton is, yes.
You know
East
about
Hampton?
East
Yes.
Hampton,
I
Connecticut.
do.
And you know why?
We've been there for
Why?
years.
Tell them who's in Belltown, the Bell Factory.
We have to let that out.
Sure.
Oh, sure.
We're very proud of it.
They're called Bevan bells.
Yes.
Bevan bells.
And they
In-
have the
in East Hampton?
nicest sound. They get the sleigh bells, and that's what we like. They have a totally different sound.
Different sound.
So you know we're coming. You can hear us coming. It's a nice, happy sound to it.
It is very distinctive, isn't
Yes.
it?
And it's a
they-
happy sound.
And they also make the bells for the bell ringers for the Salvation Army are made from Bevan bells. I mean, the Salvation Army knows what they're doing. They've been doing this for a long time.
Long time.
See,
Very
there
special.
again, we have to share. The
have to
bells
share.
aren't just for us.
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Good. You do talk about sharing a lot,
Right.
Santa, and I really appreciate that because
But our sleigh bells are the best.
they are the best.
Yeah.
Oh, because that sound is so. I think every child that knows about Santa thinks of the sleigh bells when they're ringing. And of course, and the reindeer.
We even have a dinner bell from
dinner bell?
Bevan Bell. A nice big dinner bell.
So we've talked about reindeer. We've talked about cookies. We've talked about toys. Santa.
Well, you talk
what?
about toys. We didn't mention Legos.
They're all Legos and the American Girl doll, and they're always standard.
Standard.
Everyone.
But the
They're-
Lego,
they're
the
always
Lego
popular.
workshop. We have a Lego workshop.
just like the doll shop.
That's not a secret anymore.
So we had to add on.
Oh,
There's just
Lego
such a
workshop.
big
Got
demand.
it.
So we doubled our size for Lego.
I have so much to report on when I go back to Connecticut.
Oh,
You know,
because they've got
The Star Wars is
Star Wars Legos and Harry Potter Legos, and there's again, the whole workshop is designated just for Legos.
And keep in
Okay.
mind, as a team with the elves, it's easier when you make it all in one spot. So we got a special workshop just for the dolls now, one for Legos.
And they got those little Legos. They
They're
got the
real
little,
tiny.
yeah, real tiny ones, and then they got the bigger one. It's
And
could be quite a
I
business.
heard that Clara and Gianna know that there are Legos just for girls that are pink and purple.
Yes.
Is that true?
lavender color, yeah.
They were telling me, and I was just like, really? It was a whole new world for me.
Well, in any of our toy shop, we always try to include all boys and all girls.
Mm-hmm.
We try to make everyone happy, and everyone likes their different colors. And sometimes we mix and match. People like different colors.
That's
Well,
true. All colors. All colors of the rainbow, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. In the last couple of years, we've had little girls asking for boy toys.
Boy toys.
Boy toys. They want things like Legos, things that are traditionally for boys. So
We want the more rugged, heavier toys. But then on the other side, they want to get into lavender.
Yeah.
for
Lavender.
dolls and
so yeah, you put that little girly mix on the boy. You know, so
That's fun.
it's fine.
I bet
Whatever
the elves
they
love
want.
it.
they do.
They do.
Because
Something
it
new.
gives them something new.
Something new.
It's not the same thing over and over. And
There's always something new going on at the.
So we.
of course, you know, Santa likes his bright colors.
I know he does, and the elves do such a good job at following your instructions. It's
they do.
obvious. It's obvious. So down by where I live is a place called the Pinwheel Toy Shop,
Yes.
and it's very important for
know
them
that.
to get
We know that place good.
That's who we're making some of these toys for.
In fact, we're going
We
there
brought some
in
with us.
December. I know we got a big order of toys
Big
going
order.
to the big order that you know sent in. I don't know. I was hoping I was going. I
Oh,
think I'm
Mrs.
going.
Claus, do you have time?
I
Are
wanna
you-
go. Yeah, we're going down to the Pinwheel and bringing some of the toys down there for all to see. All the newest toys, and it's a great place.
Well, I'm loving the fact that you have some elf help in the kitchen now, and you can come out and come visiting.
Exactly.
We can't wait to get you down to Connecticut. That'll be fabulous.
Well, I've been there. I've been there several times.
I know.
I told Santa,
What?
what was
Yeah,
this?
but we don't want her to get too spoiled and not be home at all anymore.
I told him
know.
that I get tired of all the snow. I know you people in Connecticut are exactly what I'm talking about.
Last year, oh my gosh.
After last
It's
winter.
almost
You remember
too
that,
warm in
Santa?
Connecticut.
Yes. So
Wasn't it nice?
Oh,
All
no.
that wonderful snow for Christmas.
It was
I
special.
told Santa that I wanted to go south. He says, honey, pack your bathing suit. I'm taking you south. I was so delighted. He took me to Hartford. Well, that's not exactly as far south,
South as you thought?
as I
The
thought.
beautiful Connecticut River.
Now, let me ask you something, Santa. Do you have a red bathing suit?
Yes.
Do you have a red bathing suit?
course.
With trimmed in white?
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
you know, all these secrets are coming out. It's going to be, I
mean,
can't wait to share
This is our basic outfit that we wear, around the North Pole. We usually
Yeah,
dress pretty
yeah.
much. It's a little chilly up there, but we have a summer outfit for when we go visiting in the summertime because we do. There's a campground down in Connecticut that we do. They do Christmas in July,
Oh,
so
how
we come down
fun.
in July. Oh, it's over in Litchfield County, Connecticut.
And
is
velvet's
so,
just too hot
oh, absolutely. We don't want to do
Open
that.
down here.
for
in-
summer.
Santa wears
I,
his shorts.
I heard it's too hot in the down in Connecticut right now.
It feels,
For-
it's
well,
been,
for Santa.
well, it's been pretty warm, Santa. You're going to love it this year, though.
Yeah.
We're ordering some cold weather coming up, some very cold weather.
Yeah, we're
It's
hoping
important.
for some snow for Christmas, especially Christmas Eve.
Well, we're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Hi, welcome back. I'm Pam Sawyer, and I had this special adventure today to be able to go up to the workshop, Santa's workshop at the North Pole. We're back from break, and I just wanted to say we're so glad that you're sitting here and having a chance to listen to the famous couple. So Santa and Mrs. Claus, again, thank you for taking time out from your very busy schedule right now.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
You know, one of the things we hear about from kids, one of the things that's just so important in their lives come December is a wonderful little piece of magic, and that's the elf on a shelf. Now, you know, I had a little girl come up to me, and she was so worried because she wanted me to ask this question when I said I was coming up. Her friend made the mistake and touched the elf, and the magic was gone. What is a parent to do?
Well, they just have to send it, when it comes back to the North Pole.
Send it back to the North Pole.
Send it back to the
Okay, that's
North
good
Pole.
to know. Send it back to
We
the
have
North
the
Pole.
elf hospital.
And then Mrs. Claus will take care of them from there.
Yeah.
They go out to our hospital.
Elf hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
And they just
We check them out, see what happened and why.
Yep.
And
Re-inject the magic.
we have
It's
to,
just a transfusion.
Transfusion. Oh, magic?
Magic transfusion.
Magic,
Yeah,
transfusion?
and
Oh,
it's
that'd
not
be
a big
wonderful.
deal.
So
and then we send it back.
they get their magic back. And then we sit around, we all have our hot chocolate, and we send them back home.
Oh, I can't wait to tell little Maggie.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But they have to be very careful not to
Very
touch
careful.
the elf on the shelf.
No touch.
Yeah. Do you
In
know?
fact, we have an elf on the shelf we brought with us in our workshop today.
Absolutely. Now, I'm always surprised that what people know or don't know about the elves at the North Pole. And one of the things, we have many elves at the North Pole. I mean, this is a big operation.
Right. Have to.
You know, Santa and I can't do all the work ourselves. And we have different kinds of elves that have,
So we have to
like-
listen to see why they're different.
Well, yeah, and what we've got,
Yeah.
the one that most people are familiar with are exactly the little elves that are about 4 feet tall and they have pointed ears. Those are our working elves.
And what else are there?
They love to work. Wait, these are the working ones. They make most of the toys, and they're happiest when they're working.
You don't see them out too often.
No,
They
they-
like to stay in the workshop, and they're like honeybees. They just love to work.
Yes. So
That's why I said you have the ears. That's the secret.
That's the secret, the little pointed ear ones. And then the elves that we like to take with us when we go traveling, because they're our social elves. They're a little taller.
Social elves.
Okay, it's the social elves. And they're like over 4 feet tall and under 7 feet tall. And they have rounded ears.
Rounded ears.
Rounded ears. And they look pretty much like everyday people. Of course, we have our little elf outfits that they like to wear, and they are sociable. Oh, they love to visit with the children, and very sociable, and they're much better when we take them out in public. That's two kinds.
Do they travel better?
They travel better. Oh, they're so delighted. We wrap them up with their
And
scarf.
they're easier to keep an eye on.
Oh.
The little ones hide on us,
Well,
so we
they
never know when they're going to be.
Got it. Okay.
and
So
then the third one is your elf on the shelf.
elf on a shelf.
Now, the elf on the shelf is very small indeed. They're only maybe under 18 inches, maybe like 12 inches tall. Okay? They don't talk. They don't do anything except sit on the shelf. They watch what's going on.
Keep an eye on you.
And then every night, they fly back to the North Pole, report to Santa how the children are doing. Then after they report, they go back to the house. Now, these are the only elves of the three kinds that fly. The other two elves do not fly. Only the elf on the shelf flies. So we have three different kinds of elves. We have many of them, many elves. I don't even know. We have no idea how many we've got anymore.
And
We've
the
got
elves on
thousands.
the shelf, they're the ones that like to move around your house. They normally
Yes,
don't
yeah, oh,
stay in one room.
I've heard so much
So
about them.
when they go back, they might be inside your dresser drawer. They might be in the bathroom. They might be in the family room.
I've heard from kids, they are so excited in the morning. Some of the first thing they do, Santa, in Connecticut when they get up, is they go around looking.
You have to hunt.
Oh, absolutely. Go find out where he is.
Or
When could-
she, I heard.
She.
You have some
Or she.
female elves on the shelves
Of course we
too.
do. Of course.
And you get to name them yourselves. When you get one, you come up with a name you want. So you have to
Yeah, you-
register their name.
Very
you-
special.
you
It's
get-
very special.
Very
You
special.
get to name them.
Your own house elf.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That makes so much sense. That clears up so much. I've been thinking about all those.
Well, let me tell you
issues.
another thing about the elves. Every night after supper,
Yes. What happens then?
okay, Santa and I we feed all the elves. Now we
After
have
supper.
the at the lodge. the dining room is sort of like, are you familiar with Hogwarts?
From Harry Potter.
That big room
with all the tables? Yes, yes.
That's what our dining hall
Similar
looks
to
like.
that.
It's a big dining hall.
It's, we have a lot of elves we have to feed. So we have the kitchen staff, they feed all the elves, and as the elves come in through the back door, there's this big wall all along the side, and that's where we hang all the pictures that the children draw of Santa.
Aww.
We put them all up there. It's like a mural, you know. It's very nice.
You'd be surprised how many get sent back to us.
Oh, people send the
Kids
children.
just love to send us.
Absolutely. So we post them all there, so all the elves get to see them, and they talk about them over their evening meal.
So after your evening meal, and it's time to sit back, and you have certainly letters that are written to you, what is your evening like? Santa?
That's when I make Santa his favorite mug here. He brought it. How delightful. We make Santa hot chocolate with the miniature marshmallows.
Oh, miniature marshmallows.
Oh, those little
Okay,
marshmallows.
got it. Let me write it
Oh,
down.
he loves that.
Miniature marshmallows.
So what we get is, I have my special cup. I got my stirrer.
Candy cane stir. Got it. Got it. Writing it down.
Have my little bag of cocoa mix.
Cocoa mix. Yep.
And then I like the little miniature marshmallows.
Oh, look.
Rather than.
Is there a set number, or are you flexible?
The more the better.
More the better. Got it. More the better. My kind
Float
of
them
guy.
on the top, and they're real good. So as you drink your hot chocolate, they're easier to swallow.
They slide right down.
Santa, what happens when it gets in your beard?
Mrs. Claus, I need some help.
Yes.
Oh, she helps you with your beard.
Oh, sure. If it gets sticky, she'll help me wash it out and brush it out. Because it's like bubble gum.
Oh, I
You
bet.
have to
Oh,
be
I can't imagine. I can't
You have to be careful.
And chocolate would stink. Now, Mrs. Claus, you came with this very special mug
This
today.
is my travel mug that I.
A travel mug for when you accompany Santa.
Keeps things hot or cold, and this is mine that I love to.
What's in it? Tell me.
Eggnog.
Oh, can I write that down?
Yes.
Eggnog, Mrs. Claus.
I like eggnog, and I put.
And it's homemade.
Oh,
eggnog.
of course, homemade eggnog. Yeah. And I put nutmeg on top. I love nutmeg. Nutmeg.
I'll wait till I get back to Connecticut, because Connecticut's called the nutmeg state. You put nutmeg on. That's
absolutely.
such a Connecticut connection.
So
But
everybody.
what happens there is it reminds Santa of homemade donuts.
Oh,
Nutmeg.
So when I smell the
so
nutmeg,
if you give Mrs. Claus the eggnog with nutmeg, it reminds Santa of
homemade donuts. I remind Mrs. Claus that
Got it.
nutmeg smell. Don't forget.
homemade.
Isn't he a dear?
I want donuts in the morning.
With nutmeg.
Yeah.
The buttermilk donuts with them. We've had them in. I did taste them. They are amazing, particularly when they're hot. Is that how you like them?
The best.
Oh, the best.
When they're still warm.
Oh, right out of the fryer. Love
I
it.
get in trouble once in a while because I would dunk the donut into my coffee or my hot chocolate. Again, it
gets
can make a
empty.
mess, so
Gotta be careful.
It's
have
worth
to
it.
be careful.
It's worth the effort.
Santa.
But anyway, while he's drinking his hot chocolate at night,
What do you do?
okay, that's when we read all the letters from all the children that have sent letters in. We sit back and, we have our big chairs in the library, and we read all the letters, we work on the naughty and nice list, and get that all up to date, and then all the elf on the shelves come in. Then one at a time, they come and they report. Now, some of them are very quiet and
that's
just do
a highlight of our night. That's why it's at in the end. When all the elves come in, it's just a nice end to our busy day.
Because some of them are so funny. Oh my goodness. I mean, they're doing somersaults while they're waiting in line, and they're just, poking and funning each other. Oh, playing hide and go seek.
They like to joke around.
They do. And some are very businesslike, like little soldiers, reporting that.
Well, this is very good to know because, in Connecticut, our elves on the shelves are so quiet, and they're so wonderful in their, I know they have their mission.
Well, they're working.
We have a few that come back and they like to joke around and tell jokes.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
from
because
Connecticut.
all day long.
Did they hear them from the children?
Yes.
Perhaps.
Well, see, all day long, the elves just sit there. So when they come up north, they're just let loose, They're just crazy guys.
Oh, that's so fun.
Oh, it is.
I can't wait to report back on that part.
They're having a good time.
So I've had this other question. This is kind of important. When you come to Connecticut And of course, sometimes you have to go by ground transportation when the weather's, you know, but you come down with your reindeer. Where do you keep the reindeer?
Well, we have a special place.
Oh, can I tell? Will you tell? Will you share?
Sure,
Well, it's in different places in Connecticut, but when he comes like in the Bolton area, we always use Bakersfield.
Oh, Bakersfield.
It's down off of Route 6, and generally, you know, we only have 2, maybe 4 reindeer.
Okay.
We don't bring all the elite 8.
Right.
Don't come out for that. You know, we
It's
just,
like the Bushnell Park in Hartford.
Bushnell Park.
If we're in there, or Elizabeth Park, you know, we're putting the deer down in the field.
yeah, or Zen's.
And
We're out to
we'll let them
Southampton.
graze.
And they get to visit with the other reindeers now at Zen's Tree Farm.
And when we do
They're
bring
brothers
Rudolph,
and sisters. Keep in mind, they're our children.
That's right.
They're,
when we do bring Rudolph, we turn his nose off. So he just looks like a regular deer.
you have to know why.
Why?
He just looks like a regular deer out there, so nobody will bother him.
He wouldn't, so we wouldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
And if you see that beacon of light, everyone's going to stop and mess around with him.
He is a superstar.
Oh,
He is.
He
He is
is
a
our
superstar.
superstar.
So we have to give him some rest.
Yeah.
And a little camouflage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Camouflage, got it.
So
Okay.
if you look in the
Camouflage.
fields, you know, sometimes if you look close,
It's
they
just
look like
regular-
regular
just
deer,
regular deer.
like white-tailed deer in Connecticut.
Yes.
But sometimes they're not white-tailed deer.
A
They're
little camouflage,
reindeer.
a little
They're
reindeer. Boy, I
But
have
they
so much
blend
to
in
report
very-
back
They
on.
blend in very well.
They do. They do.
Well, when you're at the North Pole and it's first thing in the morning, do you make a long list, Santa, of what you have to do all day?
Mrs. Claus provides me with a list,
Oh, do you now? A honey list?
I do.
a honey-do list.
Honey-do list. So this is what I am the scheduler, the
Scheduler.
organizer.
The organizer.
Yeah, yeah.
But it keeps me organized, so I don't mind it a bit.
Well, that would make a lot of
It's
sense,
like a
Santa,
check-off list.
because you have so much on your mind.
Again, it's like a team.
A team.
We work together.
Oh, that's a beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
it works out very well.
That just reminds me, when we were down in, someplace in Connecticut one time, talk about organizing and stuff. We had a little child, I don't know, 6 years old, and asked him if they've written their letter to Santa Claus. And he sheepishly said, yes, he had. Did you get it? He says, it was a PowerPoint presentation.
Oh, don't you love it?
Oh,
now?
don't you love that?
Don't you love it? A PowerPoint presentation.
PowerPoint
don't
for
you know?
little kids now. They're so high
Don't
tech.
you know?
And then was just last year, it was, and Santa asked, "What do you want for Christmas?" And the kid says, "Show 'em, Mom. Show 'em, Mom." Mom pulls out her iPhone and starts with, "Look, yeah, and I want that, and I want." It's all on the iPhone. Photos.
PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, PowerPoint and iPhone.
It's a high-tech world, Santa.
It really is.
I'm learning.
Well, Santa, Mrs. Claus, I want to say a very special thank you for letting me come up to one of your special workshops to have a visit with you, to be able to take information back to Connecticut.
Yep.
And I just can't thank you enough for all that you do for making Christmas so very special.
And I have to finish one more thing. I know Mrs. Claus might get upset, but after we get done with all our elves on the shelves and they all go back home, we got that big fire going in the fireplace. Santa likes to put his head back and I just nod off and take a nice sleep.
As you should.
Well, also would probably put you to sleep is because I forgot to tell. After we work on the list and all that sort of thing, the elves get to pick. One of the elves, we pick an elf every night, goes to the library and picks a book out from the library shelf, from the elf's library, and brings it back, and I read a story to all the elves every night.
Now you know why I fall
Now you
asleep.
know why he falls asleep.
Now we have all the answers. Well, I can't wait to take all this information back to Connecticut with me. Again, thank you very much for hosting us and letting us in to have a peek at your world.
Right, and please come back again.
Thank
This
you.
has been a real pleasure.
You're a delight to have visiting.
Thank you so much, and thank you all
And
for
take
listening.
take some snow back with you.
We will.
So,
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas, everyone.